actor in the big shows. That was like one of the first things I did. And to me, like, coming into it, not really knowing what it was at first, just like somebody did an actor, and I was like, okay, I do that, and I like kids. It was like, doing the big shows was the most fun I've ever had in Los Angeles. Everyone, like the kids in the community and these actors who just gave it all their energy, and the shows or the characters that the kids write are so creative and so big, and I just had a blast doing that.
Well, when I was in 3rd grade it started, I just saw the 5th graders play it out, and then 4th grade I saw another one, and then this year I'm doing it. And I was like, 3rd grade. Our teacher brought us to the auditorium, and the 6th graders, 5th graders started doing a big story with actors. After we left back to our class, our teacher told us about the Young Storytellers program. She said that when you're in 5th or 6th grade that you would be able to do that. I really want to make a story.
Monster Marion. Hi, Monster Marion.
Hi, I'm Lucky Lucy. I'm Miraculous Mish. Hi, Miraculous.
The Script to Stage program was started in 1997. It was started by screenwriters who saw the deficit in the LAUSD curriculum and decided to supplant it with the Script to Stage program. I like to say that the kids in our first program are in the high five sweet spot, and I really mean that. They're really open and honest and will give you a high five. But somewhere between elementary school and high school, we lose that.
It's a good age to start this program because they're at an age where they start having critical writing skills and they start thinking more about story at that age. It does provide them with kind of the fundamentals of it, and they can see, oh, I can write a movie. Oh, this isn't hard. All I need to know is this, this, and this. And it gives them a foundation to jump off of.
I enjoy writing because you get to make up your own story to tell. When I was really little, my mom, she would always like make up stories for me, and she'd write them down on paper, and then she'd tell me something like, add this to it.
Well, what happens in the end?
He covers the breading in mustard.
And then what does he learn? Or what do we learn from watching the story?
He learned to make the best out of situations.
Oh, yeah. You can make the best out of any...
And look for the bright, and always look for the bright side of things.
Two of the main values we believe in are empowerment, creativity, and play. And so every child has a story worth telling means that we are trying to cultivate these young people into the new storytellers and the new master communicators of the next generation.
I think that this teaches kids to be creative and to think and know that their stories have value. Their minds are just so open and creative. And I think as an adult, our minds are filled with so many things of don't talk out of place, don't do this, be quiet. For these kids, they don't really have that yet. So it's nice to be surrounded by free, open thought.
I'm constantly surprised by their genius, like their creativity, their completely like off the cuff things that they'll come up with or say.
What about the movie Up? Who's the good guy in Up?
I totally
forgot.
The dogs! No, it's the...
One of them turns to a good...
Russell.
Russell's a good guy. Who's the main character?
The old man.
Yep. Carl. We need to know that our character needs a goal, right? Or else we don't have a story. I think she's right.
Yeah.
The kids at this age, generally they write a lot of action stories, a lot of like, that genre is really popular, action, superhero, ninjas, zombies. And then you get the kids who do tell stories, like you can tell that they're about their life, or they're about their families, or they're using and a lot of animals, like a lot of dogs and cats, and they become the characters, but they're really substitutes for the kids' parents or the kids themselves. And those stories are kind of my most favorite because you can see that they're really writing about something that's inside them that they feel something about.
Well, my story is about this squirrel and a skunk. 4 days before the program started, I saw this skunk like
like a lot of skunks outside my apartment. And then, well, I always see a lot of squirrels around, so.
My story is about Julio, the hippie ninja. He's fighting, I don't remember, his name is Big Bob. He's fighting and trying to become a werewolf.
It's about like revenge and like action kind of.
The squirrel and skunk are trying to get inside a mansion, like trying to live there.
It's about a ghost and two girls named Jewel and Melody. They get trapped and try to find their way out.
The way I came up with it was because my mom, she like did this really good painting of a crow, and my story is about a crow, and like the painting hangs over my bed.
Well, they have to break into this facility filled with like money, and they have to fight these two twins called Glauber and Glauber Jr. And the Glauber and Glauber Jr. have a world record for fattest people alive.
It's inspiring, actually, as a writer myself. It's inspiring. These kids are like, I'm like, where did you come up with that? Like, especially when you're working one-on-one with them and they just say something that's like the best part of the story or something they just figured out. It's just like genius. They're great. Like they're little geniuses. They really are, and creative geniuses. It's so cool.
Yeah. So we start off in the children's story, and then the next scene you said.
So, okay, so we meet them. Now we go to... I am paired up with this kid, Dario, who's kind of quiet and shy, but I find it wonderful and challenging to try to pull out their creativity.
My mentor's name is Lauren. He loves Disneyland. He's really nice.
The one I have right now is this kid named Felix. He's super smart, super bright. He came in on day 2 with a little hand-drawn poster for the type of story that he wants to write, like a character on it and everything.
We're supposed to be secretaries. We're not supposed to put ideas in their heads. So rather than pull out ideas, it's pull out inspiration so that they will come up with the ideas. And then to remind them, this is your idea. You came up with it. I just sat here and wrote it out.
I really like working on the one-on-one with my little writer. She's creative, she's funny, she's sarcastic, and it's just great to see her grow from being kind of shy at first, and then as the sessions continued, be more confident in her ideas and really know where she wants the story to go.
You have just like different dynamics with each kid where sometimes they're bringing their story on a little slowly, sometimes the kids get their story out immediately, and it's just all about working the details out after that.
The beginning was really challenging, getting her to come up with her own ideas, because she kind of kept looking to me for answers, but it was just about asking those open questions and just getting her to come up with her own ideas and making her realize that she couldn't be wrong and that anything that she did come up with could work.
I wish I could, instead of writing and taking time, I could just barf all my ideas out into the paper.
Who's your mentor?
I'm excited for people to finally see my story. I kind of hope that the crowd will like my story.
Hey guys, welcome to the big show. It's going to be very exciting. We got our actors over that way. Writers coming in here, starting to fill out. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be very exciting. We got, I think, a total of 10 scripts that we're putting up there. It's going to be the best day ever.
The big show is the big show is the most fun day of all. The big show is the day when the actors come, and that is the day you really see the kids. You really see how much this means to the kids. In the day-to-day sessions, you might not see it, but on the big show day, it's like this light bulb goes off on them, and they really feel special, and you see it, and it's like they should, and they're allowed to, and it's like, this is your day, and these actors come to act out something you wrote, and you get to cast it, and you get to audition these actors, and you get to direct it, and you get to see them on stage.
I can also be a very, very strict librarian who tries to speak in a very unsuccessful British accent, but ultimate power in the world is to make everyone be quiet. Quiet game, 1, 2, 3.
As an adult or as someone, you go through this with them to see how they are in the beginning and to see at the end, it's so rewarding. You know it's rewarding for them, and it's rewarding for you and the rest of the mentors as well, because you see this change in this kid, and you get to see them really recognize, like, wow, I wrote something, I was creative, and people are liking it, and people are laughing, and it's awesome. It's so great.
Unicorn Hunters? You're 9. You go up on stage.
She'll sing.
So basically, here's what's going to happen. We're all going to walk out one by one, Jim posting, whatever. Then we're all going to sit there.
The work Young Storytellers does is important because I think it's unlike any other program that I've encountered, a nonprofit program that works with children, because the kids get an opportunity to work one-on-one with an adult. And in a public school setting where oftentimes classrooms are filled to the gills with 30 or plus kids, even at high school level is a little worse, this really affords them a chance to get some quality one-on-one time with an adult who is there to hear their ideas and foster their creativity, and thereby foster their confidence and their writing skills and their communicating skills. And I think that's something that's really important. I think it's something that's kind of missing, especially in the public school setting.
And it's just the whole process. I don't know if there's any sort of like big end goal, because it's just you're gonna come back and do it again, have another kid. It's more about, as long as the kid gets something from it and their story gets up on stage, then your job's done. And they're all super happy. It's fun at the end, like the big show, and the kids sit next to you and they're super excited watching these actors act out their story. And as long as you get to that point, you're good.
When they can see actors act it out and they can see a physical script, I think that hopefully puts a seed in their mind that this is something they can do when they're older. I think Young Storytellers is vitally important, especially in schools where art programs have been cut or canceled altogether. As an adult, I think that the non-main subjects like reading and math and science, while those are important, I think the arts and creativity are just as important. And I think when you have one and not the other, it's very detrimental to a kid and to them as an adult. So I see Young Storytellers as a great way, a great and fun way to bring some creativity back to the kids.
Oh, it was awesome. It was really nerve-wracking, but,
Great job, everyone.
I was nervous at first, but I loved it.
In class, we don't really do much. It's mostly math, and we don't do like art and stuff like that. So I wish we could do more.
Kids having that creative release from the regular day of learning is just a nice break for them. Even if they're not using it later on in life, it's something that helps them, just creative thinking, understanding, problem solving, because they come up with some crazy stuff.
Stories are important for us, so it's sort of like it's like like a book or something. Like you get it published, and all these different people can read it and get inspired from it.
Evolution in them of the quiet, shy kid to the kid who's like the life of the party, and the one who's telling everyone how it is, and it's kind of awesome to see how it really does bolster their confidence and gives them a chance to hey, this isn't like everyday school, and this is a chance for me to be myself or be loud or be crazy. And some kids, they act out, but it's their chance to express themselves, and they don't get to do that every day in school. And so that's something I think is so awesome. Finding Young Storytellers has been a life-changing thing for me, because of the community that I've found in it and the people that come to this that really care about this and care about kids and care about someone being able to be creative and have a voice. This program just attracts the best people. I recommend everyone to be a mentor. It's the best thing you can do.